on our orange side, and I'm going to let you two gentlemen take it away. The Unite Mikes cast in this game. Love you both.
Love you. All right, we're underway. First and foremost, Zoinks, I know you're a betting person. Who's winning this game? Who's winning this series?
It's us because we took over the Spraggles channel. It finally happened. We did it. We have conquered the Spraggles YouTube channel. Unite Mike's full takeover.
Yeah,
but
Doritos in chat. Doritos in chat. It's a global emote. It's the Unite Mike's global emote. We've selected it. Doritos in chat.
Okay. If I was to choose a winner to bet on one, man, it's tough. I think before seeing Illusion play in that last game, I would have went ABCD. They're just a team that I'm really excited about. Oskitar in particular is an amazing player. However, after seeing Illusion's performance in that last one, I think I'm going to go with Illusion.
Yeah, interesting. We already have Razmog moving into the top path as this Blastoise because we've got, I believe it's Lunderu circling through on the Venusaur.
I think it's Klaus, actually.
Klaus, actually? Klaus. Okay. So Klaus, usually the top path demon, switching it up. And I love when teams have this level of versatility. It makes them a little less predictable. And to your point, I think gives them just a fresh look and a different way to play, and it's tough sometimes for teams to adjust, especially early on in the tournament here, as we got a 3v3 up top. ZOZURO going to try and hold it down with Razmog and Klaus as they're putting tons of damage in on Ayame.
Oh, Ayame can take the damage, certainly, but it still hurts to see that Umbreon moving so slow away from a red buff attacking Pokemon. Extremely slow retreat back to the goal zone, but they are happy and healthy, and they're pushing to try to get some additional stacks in as well. Razmog with a great goal.
You're cutting out a little bit, my friend, but you are right. That was a heck of a goal zone defense. This Buzzwole's already level 5, and that's exactly the spike that they want to be at. However, matched by Razmog, who desperately wants to hit Blastoise, because that's when they really get to fight at parity. A lot of folks say that Wartortle / Blastoise is the way to stymie a Buzzwole, and it seems to be the thing we see most often. We'll see if they're actually correct. Oskitar taking a ton of damage, needs to try to get out of dodge. They are slowed by this Eldegoss. They die. They go down to the cotton ball. I can't believe I just said die.
It's okay. Not on our channel. It's all gonna get fired. It's not on our channel. It's on Spraggles' channel. Spraggles will get.
Doritos in chat. Here we go. Holding down the top goal zone as ZOZURO and Klaus are moving back. Kree has been doing a great job on these defenders, and holding down this goal zone by themselves is no easy task in the face of a couple players.
So, ABCD has been known to play some pretty wild Pokemon. Oskitar obviously had Arena 1 game, and now we are seeing the emergence of Absol, which has seen a lot of popularity in the APAC region, but I don't think we've seen very much in EU. It's basically Weijon and, oh my gosh, and Rekirr, I think, are the only two players really bringing this Pokemon out in Europe. So, I'm excited to see it. It is very, very strong in a team that wants to retreat often if they don't have very, very good support. However, Eldegoss healing is prominent, so Absol's going to have a tough time finding and snaking in these KOs.
Solar Beam coming through, doesn't hit its mark. Kree is down a ton on HP. Borty moving for, I believe they're store-powered Espeon. Did I see that right? As now Weiwan is looking for an engagement here, and that is right on Lunderu. Caught in the mean look, forces out their Unite move. They're looking for a follow-up. They're chasing Klaus. They've got the speed, and the Flux Zone is not a matter, but the Solar Beam finds its target on the Dark-type Pokemon as Ayame is moving back towards the Regice, and this thing is still standing. Ayame pits back forward, tries to eject through, but Klaus finds the mark. Anyways, now Regice is low. We got a Giga Drain, and we got a Secure out of Lunderu on the Mew. That's a Pokemon that they play quite a bit. Borty has 0 HP. Gonna pick up double berries and try and do this goal zone stand as another player for ABCDEFG goes down, and looking pretty good as Illusion despite being down on the scoreboard by just a hair.
That's super concerning for ABCD. I mean, they did exactly intended to do. Absol found its way to the back line. Umbreon created space. Espeon near the objective, and not one of those plans worked. Right, the Absol got defeated by the Venusaur because Klaus just threw their Unite move at the ground right in front of them and was able to Solar Beam track the Absol. So good play by Klaus. It just makes it really, really tough. If that's a showcase of what's going to happen later in this game, I mean, Illusion's going to walk all over them.
Yeah, without a doubt. Oskitar needs to get online and follow this Absol as they go in. They use their Unite move again. ZOZURO does go down, but that's not exactly a prime target. Weiwan peeling back. Weiwan actually the comfy in the last game we watched. Now picking up the Absol. So you want to talk about a role swap. That's a heck of a one for them right there. The mean look goes down. Razmog is now doing the defense on the Regieleki As now we have Lunderu using their Unite move, maybe trying to find a prime target, maybe the Absol, but they can't do that. Now we have the Espeon Unite, Hydro Typhoon back the other way, double beams, crisscrossing and Xing out 2 players on the other side of the map here. KO Streaka 2 for Klaus. And I'll tell you what, Illusion looks just like impassioned right now. Zoinks, they're playing incredibly well.
Oh, this is such a good composition. This is a composition that's kind of dominated the off-season, if you will, like all the turns outside of UCS, and even within UCS, is these double beam compositions are so incredibly strong. And the popularity of Crustle has only made them better. I know Kree wasn't actually in that last team fight, but the ability to have consistent beam damage because Rock Tomb is stopping the retreat of your enemies, very, very powerful. I mean, it's a good composition for a reason. Speedsters and Dive is usually the relative answer to this comp, but so far the Absol hasn't quite found the value. However, are at level 12, so Weijon definitely having a pretty decent game, kind of bringing it back.
There you go. That's a Unite move to end all Unite moves here, getting a couple KOs, and now Oskitar going in using their Unite move as well. However, Klaus does get great cover by the Eldegoss and Kiri, who goes back through using their Unite move to get this shield and keep the pressure on. Another KO streak, a 2 for Klaus. I feel like we'll be saying that a lot this year, as now they're looking to siege on this goal zone a little bit. Terrific Rock Tomb spacing by Kiri again, as Ayame is trying to take the long way around to get back into the mix. Weiwan scoring a 50 up top.
I don't hate that play. I know that Klaus was able to turn that around in a big way. However, for the side of ABCD, you're running a dive comp, and sometimes you are going to struggle to get scores. It's worth it to go down to get on the scoreboard in that big of a way. So they're 172 to 80. Now there is a chance for the side of Illusion to really shatter the goal zone, and it starts off well with Klaus earning that KO.
Yeah, we see some Unite moves coming out. The Espeon Unite to really get the spacing that they need, but another KO Streaka 2 for Klaus. And I mean, KO Streaka 3, we're just stacking bodies at this point. Borty eats the Electro Ball from Lunderu on the chase. Nice X Scissor by Kree again to again get the spacing they need. And they go down, 2 players down. It's for Orange. The goal zone siege continues. If they can get this 40 banger in off of Zazuro, that's going to be a great overdunk for them. And that lead has shriveled to 13 points.
They always doing a pretty good job of extending how long it took to finally break that goal zone, but in the end, Illusion's still able to accomplish it. Weijon is running that Psycho Cut, so the additional damage for the entire team whenever that Pokemon is marked. They're trying to capitalize on that. You hit a high target, and then Oskitar gets involved in the fight as well. So all in style of strategy, where Espeon is playing more from the backlines, peel for your supports, for your defender. Well, Espeon support at this time, or Umbreon support if you really want to call it. So it's going to be a lot of backline support in the Espeon compared to the maybe high damage numbers we see from in other relative games.
Yeah, that's a great call out. Nice little mean look, again, to just give Orange the time they need. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, able to secure that Regieleki, and it's flying in the face of this squad right now. How are they going to buckle up and turtle up around it? That's the big question for me, as we are already hitting the Rayquaza point of this game.
Yeah, Crustle going to try to take some initial space. So does Blastoise. Razmog caught in the main link, though, is going to force out the Unite move. They don't really have the beams to capitalize, though, but Klaus is going to eject button, find the Umbreon.
Yeah, they put a burger down, 1 player down for Orange, and now the Absol is just hanging out in the back line. Weiwan looking for an opportunity to jump on one of these players. Crinski is so low on HP. They use their amnesia. They get surfed through. Now we have a Buzzwole Unite trying to pick them up, put them down as we're moving back through. Absol backdoor Unites on top of the team, but it doesn't matter. They secure that KO. Tons of players leveled up there, and now they need to flip the script on this Rayquaza. They're down by 133 points, Zoinks, and if one team needs it, it's certainly purple. KO streak a 3 for Lunderu. They're saying, what team is this? It's my team, baby. And they force the absolute just decimation of A through L. And what a play. Like, what a great follow-up. Despite being down on the scoreboard, never really got frazzled, and were able to find their marks over and over and over again.
Yeah, Klaus was 12 KOs. Lunderu came alive in that final fight, certainly, but the Venusaur from Klaus was looking unreal in that game number 1. This is what happens when you have a scaling composition. Scale before the early game dive comp, right? This time around, the Absol makes a return, and Oskitar shakes it up and goes to the Blaziken. I had to mention this was a Buzzwole ban, right? Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, you'd have to think so. Otherwise, we're just dealing with just completely brand new off the reservation strategies here. But taking a quick look, Lunderu being back on the Glaceon is actually a call out from last year when they subbed in for Talibobo. I mentioned it a little bit earlier, but this is a Pokemon that they are a gold badge on. They are a high level player with this, and there's a very large comfort factor here for them with this Pokemon, as we've already got a 3v2. Nice Razmog using the eject button to try and dive on Oskitar. They are so low. Can they get the KO? They do. Hoopa closing the door on them. SazUro, big shout out, bringing a rings to the fight, and they are doing phenomenal. Going to get a couple quick points in. We're going to stack a little bit, and this is exactly where Illusion wanted to start.
And this is why this strategy is so popular. The double evolution, you have to take a blue buff on the bottom side and Leafeon team to take the red buff experience on the top side of the buff itself. That means they are at the top path under a minute, ready to take an early KO. Poor Torchic didn't even stand a chance. Absol actually electing for the bottom side, doesn't want to scrap with Leafeon currently in early game.
Who does? Like, Leafeon is a menace. Like, even a crappy player like me can make Leafeon look like an all-star just because of how strong Solar Blade is. Moving forward here, there's no fear in the game of Illusion. Razmog is, again, playing aggressive, but that's what you want out of this type of player, right? They're not on the Greninja now, back on the Blastoise, but they are getting in the face, using their eject button, setting up knockouts for KlausVIII so they can be the biggest thing on the map, which they are, at a parity with Absol, and seeing how they can value that. Nice stun, picking up their own berry, and now Oskitar finds himself at half HP. It's just a Gospeler singing, here comes the menace Klaus. There's a big Solar Blade coming through. Credit goes to Razmog, but now we've got the Gossifleur desperately just trying to score to get their points in so they can evolve, but not today. Daylight Dollar short of Wei Wanjo engages onto Klaus, eats a Solar Blade, but there's the portal for the clean little reset.
Oh, good timing for the Absol flank, but yeah, the damage is too much. I think they jumped in for one attack and got immediately smoked by a Solar Blade that I don't think was even intended for them. So if that something like that happens, Absol just not going to have the HP to truly hang around on that side. Oskitar waiting for these 720 birds. You could call it early, but you could also effective as Oskitar hanging in that top side, actually push zone. A Pokemon that truly thrives when it can get a lot of attack weight sacks. So Oskitar trying to get those in early. So far, it has proved extremely difficult for them to do so.
It really has, and of course they're playing as the ugliest Pokemon on planet Earth, the Combuskin right now. Quick reset for Razmog as they're pulling back through. These birds are low, and Ayame just desperately wants one of them to go into the hands of this team, but they're too far away with the experience share, so Oskitar evolves, but Ayame does not, and they get KO'd for that exchange anyways. Razmog level 7 looking to bully because they have a 4-level advantage on the support player for A through L here, as Regirock is on the map and gingerly being hit by Kree.
Yeah, Illusion basically having every advantage in the world. Kree does grab Crinski. Big engage by Cloud. Unite move from the Emerald 2-step immediately KOs that feat. Wait, one joins in the fight. Unite move's going to take the Regirock. One of the best things that Absol is good at with that Unite move is that invulnerability frames, and of course the absurd amount of damage you can throw out in an AoE. That is a great objective secure, and they get away for it. So credit going towards A through L on an amazing.
Yeah, they're able to keep this thing. That kind of kept them in the game, right? Give them a little bit of a breath of life here, and it's something they so desperately needed because this top path was not going well for them. Nice little Phantom Force back across, but Oskitar is not fooled as they're charging the overheat, but it's not enough to cover the whole ring of the portal. SadRekirr pulling right back through. Razmog on the backside, they're engaging on Borty. They want this target, they're going for it. Hydro Typhoon to prevent that Venusaur from going back. Another hoop is there for the reset, and now A through L fighting off their pad, trying to get into the mix. Ayame pushing forward with Oskitar, but here comes Wei Wanjo. They're all over SazRekirr, but it doesn't matter. Solar Blade secures. Regieleki flying towards that goal zone, and Ayame just gets spaced off by Razmog. So all of a sudden, Purple coming back alive. Illusion, no illusions here. They're putting the tricks right in your face and showing you how they're done. Regieleki looking good. Good map pressure, and let's see how they adjust.
All right, Absol gets one, takes down the Hoopa. I mean, Oskitar set them up for that fight. They go in 1v4, which I can never truly recommend, but the damage was there. They made him a little bit softer and softened him up for Absol to capitalize on. They take one KO, but at this moment, yeah, it is a severe downside for the side of A through L. They are struggling to come back in this game. Experience, though, is getting relatively the same, but you got to remember these compositions our favored early game for the side of Team Illusion. They have a much stronger early game compared to the side of A through L. A through L's composition a little more focused towards that late game. Blaziken needs to hit 8 or 9. They have hit it. A Venusaur, finally, really a big boy.
Yeah, that's the thing. When you're going for a later scaling team, it's all about bending, not breaking. They've done a pretty good job here. Both their goal zones are standing. As soon as I say that, we've got tons of points trying to be put in here as Ayame pulls up. They're level 9. They've got at least, they had a Unite move at some point. I was going to say they has good opportunity to use it here, but now all the damage is raining in. There are no Unite moves on the side of A through L besides this Slowbro that's nowhere to be found as Crinski's trying to make a play on this Registeel. Spaced out by Kree pretty easily. Lunder's pretty low, and Oskitar Ayame maybe looking to make a pressured change on the other side here. As was that like I feel like the Blastoise wasn't even moving. What happened there?
Slowbro Unite.
Okay,
Slowbro
perfect.
locks them in place and holds them there so they could not move. And yeah, and then Absol just swings in and takes another objective. So another Reggie, this Registeel, gonna make a few more of these offensive threats a lot more threatening. Venusaur in particular, a Solar Beam from a Registeel buff Venu is terrifying to have to deal with, and yet again, the Absol hits level 13. So very good scaling on that Pokemon, already hitting that benchmark. Oskitar getting to work on the Regieleki. They need to start working on the scoreboard now, but they've done a pretty good job of defending it and keeping the other side relatively low.
That tandem of the Surf Icicle Spear just KOing the poor Cotton Ball. Winners come early, and it's time for the plants to freeze. Holy smokes. Absol Unite again tries to find a target, and they do. Razmog goes down. We've got a quick reset out of Lunder. If they come back through there, they're in big-time hurt. Big-time trouble. A through L waiting for it, but not falling for the bait is Lunder on Illusion.
Aeon rushing down to the bot side again just to try to defend these goal zones that has been priority number 1 for A through L is defending the holding the other team to sub 100, a good way to start. However, in the meantime, Regieleki has been getting some attention paid towards it. Oskitar, the only member relatively in range. Of course, they have great secure on the Blaziken. However, they're going to have to contend with 2 members of Team Illusion if they want to take this.
Yeah, Lunder scrapping over these birds, going to charge up all those Icicle Spear charges to throw them right into Regieleki, but it's taken. I believe that was with the overheat off the Blaziken, able to kick right through that Regi and send it towards Illusion. Now Lunder's fighting on pad. They're trying to rip this Regieleki down. Tons of pressure, and Lunder goes down. Deep into the white weeds is Oskitar looking for a target. Here's Leafeon is just peppering in Solar Blade. That goal zone is broken, and Razmog's aggressiveness finally kind of being a detriment as they get KO'd again.
Yeah, they're trying to defend that goal zone. It could have been a bigger overdunk. However, Mass went a little bit awry. They grabbed the Hoopa immediately. Love this play. However, Sazuro does get the Unite move off from the Hoopa. This could be catastrophic, but it starts off with a great KO from A through L.
They're going for a Rayquaza Rip. It's a 20%. We're going to move through. Everybody's going to be B-pressing here. It's going to be ripped in half, and it's taken by Orange. Nice Solar Beam to secure by Borty. Wei Wanzhou and company are looking to score. And I haven't said this yet today, Zoinks, but I think it's Hundo Burger time, my friend, as the first burger gets slammed down.
Yeah, Crinski ordered up real quick. Ayame does have 50 points, but no longer. They do not have shield. Absol does 49 points, leaping towards these goal zones. Venusaur still holds 50 and a full ray shield, but Absol not going to score theirs. It is now paramount that this Venusaur gets their points in, and with the early call out from Hoopa, they are not going to get it. Boy, going to be eliminated here in short. And all of a sudden, now Illusion has a chance in this game.
Tier 1 goal zone is still up. They're collapsing on it. There is Crinski immediately sussed out by Zazuro. Tons of pressure on the surface there to put them down. And they've got a Hundo Burger in for themselves. This lead is shrinking quickly. And they need to make sure they don't pick up too much points. If Razmog can get theirs in, this is exactly where they want to start. 3 players down. They're looking for an opportunity to score. Wei Wanzhou crash lands into the ground. Lunder's looking for the coverage. Into the back line is Klaus. They're looking to run the cover for them. They're trying to get their points in. They score 282 to 217. All of a sudden, Illusion's making the magic happen. 30 seconds left, Zoinks, and we have a rings unbound for Sazuro. They're scoring up top 2, and I think they just gave this one up.
Yeah, A through L calls it. Absol not able to score thanks to Klaus's quick response, and Venusaur being found in that tall grass makes this just impossible. Like, if you think about if Venusaur or Absol get those points in, they're sitting at 317 right now, which still would not have given Illusion that W. Illusion walking away with a 2-0 win, with A through L having, a frustrating loss in that game too.
I mean, that was like a drug detection dog out of Sazuro. Just fan